Hi everybody, it's your boy Seth Bunny. Welcome back to another video. Now in this video I'm going to show you how to create this flyer step by step. So don't miss it, let's go straight into it. So we're going to create a new document, Control N to bring the canvas interface. We're going to use, let's go to print and then let's go and choose A4. Alright, now if you don't know the dimension for A4, it's millimeters, 210 here and then 297 here. Let's call it church poster and then 300 resolution, color white here, then click on create. Also very important, go to view, go to new guards layout, then set your guards to any number here. Then okay, you need your guards to be able to align your documents professionally. Now with that said, let's start with the video. I'm going to bring in the theme, drag it into Photoshop, and then I'm going to release it. Okay, I'll drag it up somewhere around here. I feel is better. Okay, then I'll also go and then let's see which one should I bring. I'm going to bring in the images. I'm going to bring this one and I'll drag it into Photoshop. I think where it is good. I'm going to bring this image. I'll drag it into Photoshop and then let's resize it a bit. Yeah, I feel like this. Okay, now guys, you also want to make sure the distance between their head is equal. So I'm going to push it here. I feel like this is way better. And I'm going to put this in a group. I'm going to call it image 1. Good. I'm going to put this in a group. I'm going to call it image 2. Great. Then I'm going to put this in a group. I'm going to call it theme. Awesome. Great. Now we have to go to image 2, give it a mask. Guys, watch the way I do the mask. I'm not going to repeat it in the video so that the video can be faster. So you can see I created a mask here. Click on the mask. Go and pick your brush, set this side to color black, go and choose soft round brush and then set the opacity to 100. Guys, opacity to 100 and then the flow to 100 as well. Okay, make sure opacity and flow is 100. Click on the brush, make sure caps lock is off and then you can now mask it. Okay, so guys, I'll not repeat this in the subsequent processes again. So something like this won't be bad. Okay, then you can now close it. So I believe we are done. Now we also need to bring in their names. I'm going to type here and then I'm going to pick the name over there. Okay, this is just a placeholder. I'm going to double click there and I'm going to paste it there. And then I would go to my character and then I'm going to use Montserrat for it. I also want the font style to be bold. Then I also want it to be color black. And then I'll go to this side. I'm going to set it to 14. And then the size over here I'm going to set it to around 17 thereabout. Would be good. I feel like this is way better. Also I want the tracking to be -50 and that is it. Okay, so I'm going to click on my move tool and I'll drag it here. I'll duplicate it and then I'll move it here. I'll go to paragraph and then I'll make it left aligned. Then I'll drag it there. Good. Okay, so now that's settled. So now this has to go to image 2 and then this has to go to image 1. Okay, so you can see image 1 goes with the name, image 2 goes with the name. That is it. Now also guys, we need to bring in some few details, and the details we're going to bring it somewhere there. Okay, so somewhere here we're going to double click it and then color white. If you're wondering how I created it, I click on this tool here, rectangular tool, and then I used to create it. Okay, so that is it for you. And then I'll click on my text tool T and I'm going to type somewhere here. Then I'm going to pick this one. But guys, watch how I am going to create it. Let's zoom in. I am going to drag, click on my move tool and then drag the name drag the name down here. Good. Control T and then I want it to touch both sides. Okay, you are seeing how I'm doing it. I want it to touch both sides. Okay, so also guys, I want it to be semi-bold. Okay, it shouldn't be too bold, it should be semi-bold. And then the font, let's make it all caps. Click here to make it all caps. Alright, also guys, this side you want the horizontal here to be 1 0.05. It's really important so that it becomes a little elongated, and I believe this is good. Now Control T, and then I'll drag it all the way here. Sweet. I'm going to duplicate it and I'm going to drag it down. Then I'm going to pick that. Okay, then I'm going to paste it there. Now I'll go to character. I don't want it to be caps. But then I also want it to be semi-bold as well. And then what we can do is Control T, and then let's drag it all the way here. You can see how I'm doing it. This side also has to touch there. Good. I'm going to duplicate it again, and I'm going to drag it down, and then I'm going to pick that. Then I'm going to paste it here. Let's make it the font quite smaller. Control T, and then let's make it like that. We also want to drag that one up as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select here, all three of them. I'm going to click on my move tool, then I'm going to click the let's see, middle here. Good, align nicely. Then I'm also going to click on Control R to bring my rules up here. I'm going to drag this there, then I'm going to drag this here. Guys, this is really important. Watch how I'm doing it. I'm going to put this in a group, then I'm going to call it location. I'll also go and type here. Let's go to this side. Okay, I'm going to type here. I'm going to pick Sunday, and I'm going to paste it there. Now you see how I'm doing it. I'm using the squares there. Okay, the squares there to really make sure my work looks neat and professional. Okay, I'll go to that side and I'm going to set it to extra bold. Awesome. I'll click on the color and I'll go and pick color red there. Awesome, guys. Also remember, here's 105. Really interesting. And then let's see, Control T, Control T, I don't know what. Alright, so that is it. You want to make sure it touches both sides of the box, then duplicate it and then bring it down. Now with this as well, you want to go and bring that 30th July and then paste it there. Guess what we are going to do? We are going to push it in there. It needs to touch both sides. You guessed right. But then we don't want it, the font style to be that. We want it to be semi-bold. To achieve some level of contrast, we're going to make it black. Then we're going to duplicate it again and drag it down, and then we are going to pick 2024. I'm going to paste it there, and then 2024 we are going to use extra bold. Good. And then we are going to exactly. So that is good. I'm going to drag it up. Guess what I'm also going to do? I'm going to select 3 of them and I'm going to click on my move tool, and then I'll click here to position it evenly. I'll put it in a group and I'm going to call it date. Then I'll drag this to hit the line there. Control T, and then guys, you see it hits the line here and it also hits the line here. Alright, that is how professionals design. Okay, this is professional. This is really professional work. I'm going to 6 p.m. Alright, we're going to choose color black for this. With this, I want to do one thing. I want this side to be 100, and then I want this side to be 150. Good. Then we are going to make it quite big. So we'll put it somewhere here. We also want to make sure it is in the, it's like it's really in the middle of that stuff. Okay, so Control 0, Control H. This is how it looks like. I feel like we could can make this a little bit more big. Nice. Now the other thing is that we can put this in a group and then call it dates. Let's zoom in. Okay, the other thing is that even though you are done with this, you need to select 1, 2, 3, Control T, and need to make sure they are in the middle. You understand me? They are in the middle. You can see everything is in the middle there nicely. That is how it's supposed to be as well. And then the rectangle, you also have to make sure the rectangle is also in the middle. The rectangle isn't in the middle. Drag it to the middle here. Okay, and then you also want to drag it in there like that. Good. And then I feel like maybe I should drag everything down a bit more. Awesome. And then I'm going to type here, and I'm going to pick the handles. So then I'm going to paste it there. We also want this one to be color black as well. Okay, so I'm going to set this to 100, and then I'm going to set this side to 105. Good. And I'm going to set this side to 250. That's a tracking. Then I'm going to drag it down, and then I'm going to bring in my handles. I'm going to select these two, and I'm going to drag them into Photoshop. Okay, so enter, and then select the two of them, and then Control T, and then let's make it way smaller. Good. And then let's drag both of them down here. You want to also zoom in to get it accurate. Okay, so I'll select one, and then let's see, I'll drag it somewhere there. Good. Now select that one to, that's the text. Control T, Control H. Let's bring it to the middle of it. And that is it. Put it in a group, and then let's call it handles. So you are done with that. We're done with the handles as well. Now let's bring in the background to give it some shape and some form. I'm going to drag in the sky. Okay, then I'll release it here. Now I'm going to also resize it. Good. And then I'll drag it underneath everything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a mask. Okay, I showed you how to create the mask, and then caps lock off. I'm just going to clean the edge like that. Good. The next thing is that I also want to create some space in there like that. Good. And then I'm going to now bring in another thing, which is the pattern. This I'll drag it into Photoshop, and then I'll rotate it clockwise or counterclockwise, which one you prefer. Push it like that, just a little bit like that, and then drag it here. Okay, so let's drag it down more further. Nice. Now I'm also going to give it a mask, and then I just want to clean the edge of it. You understand me? The edge of it is important, and then also beneath it. Okay, click beneath it as well. So that looks good. And then I'm now also going to bring in our instrument. I'm going to drag this one all the way into Photoshop. I'll release it here. I'll right click it and then flip it horizontal, and then resize it. Then I'll drag it somewhere here. Okay, so I feel like this is great. Also, I'll create a new layer, pick my brush tool, and change the color to color white. Then I'm going to brush on top of it. This way the text stands out. Give it a mask. Oh, I don't want the white to appear here. And then also here, let me clean that side as well. Good. Now I can put this in a group, and then I can call it background. Now we can see now it has a very nice form. The flyer is looking a little bit nice. I'm also going to bring in my logo, and I'll release it somewhere here. Enter, drag it all the way up, Ctrl T, make sure it's in the middle there nicely, put it in a group and then call it logo. Okay, this has to enter location, this positions and location, everything is in the group nicely. Now it's time to add some glue to it, so I'll click here and create a new layer, hide the lines now, and then I'll pick my brush. I'll click here and go and look for a yellowish color, go all the way there, make sure my caps lock is off, hit here, good. Now I'll go there again and then go and pick a lighter color closer to white, come in and click in the middle. Now I can go here now and then set it to linear dodge, and that is our glue. Drag it somewhere here, looks good to me. Duplicate it now. Alright, duplicate it again in fact, and then this one we are going to keep it here. Let me make it a little bit like that. Yeah, duplicate it again, then push it somewhere there, duplicate it again, and then let's keep it somewhere here, duplicate it again, let's keep it here, duplicate it again, let's keep it there, duplicate it again, let's keep it here. Duplicate it again, let's keep it somewhere here, but then we want to decrease the size a little bit. Alright, I feel like it's enough. What do you think, guys? Let's put it in a group and then let's call it glow. I feel like that's enough, like that's way enough. And then now let's create some boxes. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to hold shift and create a perfect box, and then 1 2 3, so yeah, 4 boxes now. I'm going to make this one black and make the down one also black, good. Then I'm going to push it somewhere here, and then I'm going to select them and then I'm going to click on this. Awesome. Now let's change the colors. I'm going to make the first one color blue. I'm going to make this one which color, maybe color red. Okay, then I'm going to make this one maybe color yellow, and then this one is color black. Okay, so I'm going to call it box 1, and this box I'm going to drag it here. Okay, why am I putting this one there? It's just for aesthetic purposes, make it more dynamic and interesting. Okay, and then that is it, basically that is it. Okay, but we added glue to it. Let's add one more thing to it to make it epic. Okay, now guys, trust me, this levels up your game dramatically. So I'm going to do it like this, and I'm going to put it somewhere here. Then I'll go to filter, I'll go to blur, and I'll go to motion blur. And I'm going to set this to 55. I'm going to set this side to 138. Then I'll click on OK. I also want to drag it way here. Why am I doing that? I want the blue to show it there a little bit. I'm going to duplicate it again, and then this time push it, make it bigger, good. But then it's not all the time that informations need to show. Sometimes you need to conceal them. Concealing them makes it even more interesting. Okay, that not everything has to show. I'm going to pick this one as well, Facebook, drag it into Photoshop and release it, and then make it smaller like that, and then rotate it to add some dynamic touch to it. You also want to go to filter, you want to go to motion blur, you want to set this side to let's say 32. Okay, so that people can know it's Facebook that is there. Okay, so now that is it. That is basically it. Okay, we put it in a group as well, and then we are going to call it motion blur. Why? Because that is what it is. Finally, you want to merge everything together, so Control Alt Shift and then E. merge everything together, right click it and convert it to a smart object. And then I want you to go to filter, go to camera raw filter. Let's apply some few filter over here to, you know, do the corrections and then boost the colors and stuff. So let's go. And guys, that is how you create this. Now if you love this video, I want you to hit the bell icon and subscribe to this channel. And guys, see you all in the next one. There are more freebies coming up.